Well, hey there, friend. Step right in and grab a figure. And welcome to the Pret Pool Channel. Here at the Pret Pool Channel, let's talk about the new action figure I got. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Maybe you might like how it looks, or maybe how it moves with its joints, or maybe you like the stuff it comes with. But no pressure, my friend. Just enjoy the show today, right here at the Pret Pool Channel. So go on and give us like, or be bold and click subscribe. After all, it's a free ride to the Pret Pool Channel.
Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Pret Pool. Thank you for clicking on my video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And today we're going to be doing a review, this time of Fext Hobby Novark Acid Rain, character name Valerius. And this is the 5th character in their 112 line. So in the first wave they had 4, and then they came out with a 1.5, which consisted of 2 characters and a vehicle. So from the 1.5 I only got this 1 character, and from the first wave I also got 1. And I kind of sticking to the black and red theme. So just a quick look at the packaging. So as you can see already from the beginning of this video, this is the packaging it comes with. Here's the artwork or the figure in the front, name of the company, also the line. Then in the back you have his loadout and 1 or 2 poses, and here's showing what it comes with on the back. Okay, so that's it for the packaging. Let's take a closer look at the figure itself. So here we have the head sculpt, and again this head sculpt was already on the first wave. Let's see if I can focus. There we go. So it's a very nice helmet, and the first one kind of, I think it was like a white or beige color. This time they went with like a deep dark crimson red. So quite nice. And so that same color goes out through the parts of his armor, and he has here like a skull with pick hammers on the side. He has one on the chest too, Deco, Novark. He has a scarf that comes separately that you have to put yourself. He has these 2 grenades that are also separate items, so you can take them out if you want to, and they go in there just fine. They're not loose, but they're easy enough to take out at the same time. So put them upside down, you don't have to worry about those grenades falling out. Then he has again armor along his legs and some red on the bottom of his boots. On his back here we see his gear, in which he has kind of like that Predator caster cannon that he had, like they kind of like Predator again. So that's pretty neat. And then I'm assuming he shoots like little rockets from there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And again, he has the Deco stamp there. So not crazy with paintwork, but just on the right spots. He has it with that red lining. He kind of reminds me a little bit of from Star Wars, The Bad Batch, their deco. So very similar to that. Articulation, you know, he's got very decent articulation. Even though he has all this like gear around him, he can still do like the T pose, for example, on his arms, even though he has this on there. So yeah, so it's pretty cool that, you know, you don't have to worry about this hindering. They do have like little joints on them, so they move with your arms. These are removable, so if you're not a fan of having these on, you can take them off. But I prefer them on. I just feel it just goes with the whole look of what he's supposed to be. So, and then he does have extra little armor on his shoulders. He has these here that are also removable. So like this one here, see, I can move up and down, but you can take it off also. And then like if you take off the armors from his arms and his legs, he comes with these little plugs, so they will fill any holes that may leave, like this here for example. So this will it will replace wherever these snap in, so you won't have holes all over your, 4 holes around your figure. He has interesting joint system. So he has this vest covering his top, but he does have like a torso joint, and then he has here another joint. So, but because of the sculpt and the size of his armor, he can't really go down too much. And then since he has this armor piece here, it does kind of flex a little bit, so it adjusts. So you do get a decent amount moving back, even though you would think this will hinder more, but they did their best to adjust so that it's not just a one solid piece. So they did their best to make consistent as far as the look, I guess, from the game, but being able to move the figure enough on for him. And which is, again, this is kind of like a tank type character for me, that he is like really supposed to be carrying heavy weapons and all that stuff, but he's got quite a bit of movement despite having all this stuff on him. As far as getting a T-pose, that you will have a little challenge with his armor stuff. So like, for example, here I try to do it and this snapped out, and you can always put that back with no problem. But again, bear in mind that if you move him way in too many like ninja style movements, that this is going to come out. So let me see if I can put it back in. There we go. So put it back in. But yeah, he's not really one of those characters that's going to do a Van Damme with this on. Now if you take it off, yes, you can probably do it. He does have like a joint type system going on with his armor. I mean, like a slot. So it's like slid here, so that way this thing will move up and down with his leg. See if it focuses, you can see better. So you can see it does that. All right, so double jointed knees. He also had double jointed elbows. They move quite nice. I just out of the packaging, there was no stiffness, no or looseness either. As far as his feet, he does have a rocker. You can go front and back with no problem, and they do have toe hinge, and they're very solid toe hinge. So this is how they look. And they're not loosey goosey. They have a nice firm tightness to them, so they should be able to hold them in different poses. All right, so accessories. When his accessories, you could count his armor as that. This shoulder cannon does come separate in the package, so this one came like this for me. So I already had the cannon and then the arm, and all you have to do is plug it in the hole here, and that'll be it. And he only comes with one. There's one character that comes with two. Actually, I think there's two characters that come with two. All right, so I showed you the plugs, and he basically only comes with 3 other accessories. So he has his pistol, his sidearm. Okay, and then the sidearms have these 2 pegs one on each side, so that you can put it on his leg, and those pegs go right there. So go ahead and put it in. You have to kind of push it all the way in, because otherwise it might fall out. So you have to push as far as you can. It goes like that. And if you do that, you have a very low chance of it falling out. Also, this scarf is an accessory that came separately. It can prove a little bit of a challenge to put on, because it's like one side is kind of like elongated, while the other side is not. So it's not something that you can just tie. You just kind of have to like stuff it around his neck, and accommodate to the best you can to get the look you may want to get with the scarf, if you're going to use a scarf, which I recommend you do, because his neck seems a little elongated without it. As far as continuing with the weapons, he has 2 other ones. He kind of has like a mid rifle, And with this one, it's kind of like standard. It comes with many of the other figures. They seem to have this. But what's nice about this rifle, you can take the front off, and I think yes, and you can also take the stock in the back off. So you get this kind of like, it becomes kind of like a handgun or like an Uzi type deal. So I'm guessing you can also mix and match with other weapons. So you put that, and there we go. Okay. Not just one solid color. Doesn't come with, it's no shading or anything like that, but it's a decent looking color. And this also has the pegs on it on both sides. So you'll have it on here and 2 on the side. If you make it smaller, it will look decent on his sides, but if you keep it like this, it kind of looks weird to me. Then he has this long rifle, which is also the same color. This one, I don't think there's no places where it comes apart, but same color, and it also has the 2 pegs on the side. So either be on him or perhaps on vehicles or someplace you can plug these things on. So that's pretty much it as far as what he comes with. Very good articulation. So let's go ahead and do some comparisons. I forgot the name of this character. This is again from Wave 1 from the same line. And this one here, looks like they did some improvements from this first wave, because this character from the same line, his cannons keeps falling apart. But here's a comparison of these two. So this one, he's like a lighter red. He does have 2 cannons. His backpack or back area has some silver coloring to it. What this one does, the Valerius does not. So that's how they look next to each other from the same line. And let's put a Cosmic Legion character next to him, just to see if they do have that sci-fi look to them. So there's that comparison. Now let's do some skull-faced characters from different lines. Here we have Bone Collector from Valerius. And here we have Grim Viper from Classifieds. Okay. And one last comparison. We're going to do a Valerius again, just because of the color scheme. So here we have from the Crimson Shadow. So what I've been doing, I've been building a team with red and black from different lines. So here we go. And then here is from Soldiers of Fortune. This is from Big Bag Workshop. Okay. So yeah. So he sizes up really nice. Before I forget, this is not a one piece. This is actually a helmet that you can take off. It is a little bit snug. Last time I took off, I also took off the neck. But this is how he looks without the helmet. Now, without the helmet, his head seems really small. So that's one of the negatives I may say from this line. So let me see if I can give you a comparison, just an example. So this is his head, and this is the Valerius. And then this is this head. This is from Soldiers of Fortune, Big Bad Workshop. So I don't plan to ever have him without the helmet on, so it's not a big deal for me. So, because again, the look for this guy is mostly due to his helmet. And let's see, his scarf came off. Let me put this back on. So Yep. So he's staying with his helmet on from this point on. All right, so I hope this review was kind of helpful, just to give you an idea what this figure is like. I'm really digging it. It's my second figure again that I mentioned that I got from this company, and I recommend them. I think they're really good quality. They help whether you follow this game or this story. They're good to have, or if you just want to have new characters added to your shelf, mix and match with other lines like I'm doing. I think they're working great. So highly recommend getting these figures. They're not perfect. They got a few things here and there they need to improve on, but I have seen, for example, improvement from that first figure I mentioned, from the Wave 1 to this one, particularly with the cannon back here. This one seems a lot more stable. Hasn't fallen apart as easy as it has with my other character. All right, so thank you again for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and again, enjoy collecting. Don't fall into dramas from that we see here on YouTube. People bickering from back and forth. We all gonna have different views as far as what we collect, how we collect, from who we collect. But at the end of the day, for the most part, us collectors should be adults, and most of us have jobs, we have families and other priorities in life. So this is just a hobby for us to have fun with. So the whole idea is to escape drama from life. We don't want to create drama in our hobby and just keep adding more stress that we don't need. All right, that's my Zen message for the day. All right, have a good one. See you guys in my next video. Later.